Did you know? A microscopic image of a dolphin appears on a computer chip hidden deep within the GameCube's system. This is in reference to the Nintendo GameCube's codename, the Dolphin, which is also referenced in many of the console's games. In one of the system's launch titles, Pikmin, the main character Captain Olimar pilots a spaceship called the Dolphin, and in Super Mario Sunshine, most of the game takes place on an island in the shape of a giant dolphin called Isle Delfino. Some speculate that the water-centric themes of Mario Sunshine as well as Legend of Zelda Wind Waker tie back into the Dolphin's name as well. The machine's GPU was even given the Dolphin-inspired name Flipper by the hardware design company ArtX, who helped with the GameCube's creation. Prior to this codename, the successor to the Nintendo 64 was internally referred to by Nintendo as N2000. Unusually, the GameCube has an abbreviation GCN in the West, despite the fact Japan uses the more sensible NGC abbreviation to stand for Nintendo GameCube. What's also interesting about the GameCube's development is that Nintendo developed and patented an early prototype motion controller for the console. The motion controls went so far into development that the game developer Factor 5 experimented with them for potential use in their launch titles. A similar situation occurred with Nintendo and Factor 5 during the development of the Nintendo 64. Factor 5 wanted to use the Nintendo 64 expansion pack to improve Star Wars Rogue Squadron's graphics, but Nintendo only wanted the pack to be used with hardware peripherals. After seeing the graphical benefits that the expansion pack gave to Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, however, Nintendo decided to allow Factor 5 to use the expansion pack. The GameCube itself released after about 4 years of development and was helmed by Dr. Wei Yen, a graphical engineer who had been the head of Nintendo Operations SGI, the department responsible for the Nintendo 64's fundamental architectural design. The GameCube's final design strangely has code referencing Nintendo 64 peripherals, such as the rumble pack and memory card, and even obscure peripherals such as the keyboard and mouse. Chunks of text containing these strings can be found as leftovers in various games like Wario World. A version of the GameCube service disc can also detect Nintendo 64 controllers. Nintendo created a variety of tech demos during development of the GameCube in order to show off its upgraded graphical capabilities to game developers. An interactive demo released in 2002 takes place in a new version of Princess Peach's castle, specifically showing off things like large textures, lighting and shadows, anti-aliasing, and a large number of polygons on screen all at once. Earlier in the year 2000, during the gaming event Space World, another tech demo shown was Meowth's Party. It was an animated music video with 3D Pokemon character models and a more detailed model of Meowth holding an electric guitar. Fans initially theorized that this was a teaser for a new Pokemon game, but that seems not to be the case. It was likely based on an ending sequence for the Japanese dub of the Pokemon anime series, which aired almost a year earlier than the tech demo. A similar sequence was seen again many years later in the GameCube game Pokemon Channel, as the final part of an exclusive anime episode titled Pichu Bros in Party Panic, where Meowth's movements are different upon each viewing. Meowth's Party was also referenced in Super Smash Bros. Melee as a trophy. The GameCube was the first major console in Nintendo's history to not launch with a game where Mario is the protagonist. Instead, Luigi's Mansion was developed as the system's Mario Universe game. After the GameCube's worldwide release in 2002, players began to unlock some interesting secrets found right in the system's startup screen. The most well-known of these secrets can be triggered by holding down the Z button on the controller while the startup intro animation plays. However, another set of sound effects will play when holding down the Z button on 4 controllers plugged in at once, with an old-fashioned Japanese-style flair to it. The soft reflections on the logo's graphics also share a fun secret. The texture mapped onto them is the same texture used for all shiny objects, and the Nintendo 64 logo in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. When on the menu screen itself, a slow ambient tune is heard in the background. Speeding it up by about 19 times normal speed reveals the slow series of tones is actually the Famicom Disk System startup jingle. Nintendo has a history of unique and interesting marketing campaigns for promoting their new consoles. The catchphrase used during the GameCube's official reveal at E3 was, "The Nintendo Difference." The purpose of the phrase was to distinguish themselves from the competition as an entertainment company first and foremost. Later, advertisements pushed the slogan "Born to Play," and commercials for upcoming games featured a rotating cube animation that morphed into the system's logo and ended with the voice that whispered, "GameCube." In what was possibly the most bizarre piece of advertising was a contest titled, "What Would You Do for a Nintendo GameCube?", where fans were picked to perform stunts that they'd chosen in order to prove themselves as the most dedicated Nintendo fan. The 5 finalists who made it to the competition on November 1st, 2001 in San Francisco had a collection of incredible acts. They included a man from Illinois who proposed to his girlfriend while they were dressed up as Mario and Princess Peach, a man from New York who juggled several Nintendo systems while dressed up as Mario while whistling the Mario theme, a little boy from Wyoming who painted a Nintendo GameCube logo out of condiments only using his tongue, a girl from Arizona who ate a Nintendo GameCube-sized replica of uncooked Spam, chocolate syrup, and cat food. And finally, the grand prize winner, Corey Olksberry from Texas, who shaved his head, painted himself blue with a leaf on his head to look like a Pikmin, and ate a bowl of worms and crickets. Olksberry won a prize pack including a GameCube, a Game Boy Advance, a collection of games, and $5,000 for his act. That's all for today, but don't forget to subscribe to Did You Know Gaming and follow Did You Know Gaming on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you also check out didyouknowgaming.com, and if you like this video, check out our other videos. And hey, if you like the sound of my voice and you don't want to eat a bowl of worms and crickets, I can't even believe I had to say that, you can go to my channel and watch the top 10 cheat codes in video games, where I go over lots of cheat codes that are fun.